Hey everyone! Have you ever wondered what bizarre secrets lie hidden beneath our feet? From ancient mysteries to unexpected discoveries, the Earth's depths have revealed some truly mind-blowing finds. In today's video, we're counting down the 15 strangest things ever unearthed from deep underground. Let's get started! Beneath the bustling streets of Paris, deep within the eerie labyrinth of the catacombs, police made a discovery straight out of a mystery novel. In September 2004, during a routine training exercise, officers stumbled upon something completely unexpected: an entire underground cinema, hidden in the darkness. The Paris catacombs, a vast ossuary built within the city's old limestone quarries, stretch for about 280 kilometers. While parts are open to the public, much of the network remains off-limits. Yet, for those who know where to look, secret entrances dot the city, leading into this forbidden underworld. And it was through one of these hidden passages that someone, or perhaps an entire group, had created a secret entertainment venue. As the police ventured in, they noticed a tarp-covered entrance marked with a sign reading, "Building Site, No Access." Behind it, they found a desk, a CCTV camera pointed directly at them, and a motion-triggered tape of aggressive dogs barking, a clear attempt to scare away intruders. But they pressed on. Deeper inside, they discovered a massive 400-square-meter chamber, 18 meters below the surface. To their astonishment, it had been transformed into a fully functional underground amphitheater, complete with terraces carved into the rock, rows of chairs, and a full-size cinema screen. A collection of films, ranging from classic 1950s film noir to modern thrillers, lined the space. And that wasn't all. In an adjacent cavern, they found an informal restaurant and bar, fully stocked with bottles of whiskey and other spirits. There were tables, chairs, and even a pressure cooker, suggesting that whoever built this wasn't just stopping by, they were living out a hidden existence beneath the city. Even more bizarre, the entire setup had a professionally installed electrical system and at least 3 working phone lines. Determined to trace the power source, the police returned 3 days later with electrical experts. But when they arrived, they were met with an unsettling surprise. The phone lines had been cut, the electricity had been disconnected, and in the middle of the floor, a single handwritten note read, "Don't try to find us." To this day, the true identity of those who built this underground hideaway remains a mystery. Some suspect a secret society, pointing to the walls painted with cryptic symbols, Celtic crosses, Stars of David, and other enigmatic markings. But beyond speculation, no one truly knows who created this clandestine cinema, or why they vanished without a trace. In 1978, a Los Angeles resident made a jaw-dropping discovery. Buried beneath their backyard was a 1965 Ferrari Dino Berlinetta Speciale. But this wasn't just any forgotten relic. It was the centerpiece of a classic insurance scam. The story began on the night of December 7, 1974, when the car's original owner, Rosendo Cruz, reported it stolen. He told police he suspected a valet, claiming the man had a suspicious gleam in his eye. With no leads, the case went cold, and Cruz collected his insurance payout. That might have been the end of it, until February 1978, when 2 boys digging in their backyard hit something metallic. Authorities soon unearthed the missing Ferrari, wrapped in plastic tarps and carpets in what appeared to be a botched attempt at preservation. But the thieves had made a critical mistake. They left the windows open, allowing rust and corrosion to take hold. As investigators pieced the case together, it became clear the car had been buried intentionally as part of an elaborate insurance fraud. While the Ferrari was far from its former glory, its rediscovery remains one of the most bizarre and fascinating automotive finds in history. San Francisco is a city rich with history, from the Golden Gate Bridge to Alcatraz Island, but hidden beneath its streets lies a secret few would expect: a buried fleet of old ships. This surprising phenomenon dates back to the California gold rush of 1848. As word spread of untold riches, San Francisco's population exploded from just 200 people in 1846 to a staggering 36,000 by 1852. Thousands arrived by boat, turning the city's harbor into a chaotic maze of abandoned vessels from around the world. As the gold seekers moved inland, these ships were repurposed, Some became makeshift storage units, others were used as jails, and many were simply burned and buried over time. Today, an estimated 40 ships remain entombed beneath the city, and every so often, construction crews stumble upon yet another relic of San Francisco's gold-fueled past. In 1963, a Turkish man set out to renovate his basement, expecting nothing more than a routine home improvement project. Instead, he made a discovery straight out of an adventure novel. Behind a crumbling wall lay a secret underground room. But that was just the beginning. As he dug deeper, he realized he had stumbled upon an entire lost city, Derinkuyu. Buried 85 meters beneath the surface, Derinkuyu was once home to an astonishing 20,000 people. The region's unique volcanic rock, known as tuff, made it possible to carve out an extensive network of tunnels and chambers, creating a hidden metropolis. As for its origins, that's still up for debate. Some scholars believe the Hittites first carved out sections of the city around 2000 BCE, while others credit the Phrygians in 700 BC. Some even suggest that early Christians built it in the 1st century CE. Regardless of who founded it, one thing is certain: Derinkuyu became a refuge for persecuted Christians seeking shelter from Roman authorities. Its vast network of tunnels, complete with living quarters, stables, chapels, and even ventilation shafts, allowed entire communities to survive underground for extended periods. Today, this astonishing subterranean city is part of the UNESCO-listed region of Cappadocia, drawing thousands of visitors who descend into its depths to experience one of history's most remarkable hidden civilizations. Pompeii is often described as the world's largest time capsule, a city frozen in time by one of history's most catastrophic volcanic eruptions. In October of 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius unleashed its fury, spewing molten rock, pulverized pumice, and scorching ash at a staggering rate of 1.5 million tons per second, releasing 100,000 times the thermal energy of the atomic bomb. Within hours, Pompeii and the nearby city of Herculaneum were wiped out, buried beneath a suffocating blanket of pyroclastic surges and volcanic debris. Centuries later, in 1748, archaeologists under the reign of Charles of Bourbon began excavating the lost city, uncovering remarkably well-preserved buildings, streets, and even the haunting remains of its residents. Excavations continue to this day, revealing an ancient Roman city in near-perfect condition. Pompeii is now divided into 9 sections, and while exploring it all in one visit is impossible, highlights like the amphitheater, public baths, forum, and even the infamous brothel offer an unforgettable glimpse into daily life before disaster struck. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the Soviet Union embarked on an audacious mission to drill the deepest hole ever attempted. Breaking ground in 1970, their goal was to reach as far into the Earth's crust as humanly possible. Over the next 2 decades, they pushed the limits of engineering, ultimately reaching a staggering depth of 12.3 kilometers. But despite their progress, the project was forced to stop in 1995 due to extreme heat and dwindling funding. At around 7 kilometers down, scientists uncovered fossils of bizarre microscopic plankton and even pockets of boiling water infused with unexpectedly high levels of hydrogen gas. Yet, for all their efforts, they barely scratched the surface of our planet's depths. To reach the Earth's core, they would have needed to drill an unfathomable 6,400 kilometers deeper, a feat that remains far beyond our current capabilities. In 2016, a Belgian PE teacher set out to explore an abandoned quarry in central France, but what he uncovered was nothing short of incredible, a hidden treasure trove of vintage French cars from the 1930s. Buried deep within the quarry's shafts were rust-covered Citroëns, Renaults, and Peugeots, frozen in time. Historians believe these vehicles were secretly stashed away during World War II by locals desperate to keep them out of German hands. Rather than risk having them seized or scrapped by the occupiers, they hid them underground, only for them to be forgotten as the war ended. Decades later, these once-beloved cars remain rusting relics of a bygone era, a haunting reminder of history buried beneath the earth. In 2024, a group of coal miners in North Dakota made the discovery of a lifetime, a partial mammoth skeleton, complete with a massive 2.1-meter-long tusk. The fossils were first spotted on a loading truck, and as soon as the miners realized what they had found, they shut down the area to preserve the site. Paleontologists soon arrived to carefully excavate what turned out to be an ancient stream bed, uncovering more than 20 bones, including ribs, a shoulder blade, a tooth, and parts of the hips. Considering that most mammoth fossils found in the state are just single bones or teeth, this was an extraordinary find, offering a rare and fascinating glimpse into North Dakota's prehistoric past. Some time capsules are buried in simple boxes. Others, like Tulsa's Miss Belvedere, are entombed in history, literally. In 1957, Oklahoma celebrated its 50th anniversary as a state, and the city of Tulsa wanted to mark the occasion with a truly unique time capsule. But instead of using a traditional safe or chest, they chose something far more ambitious, a brand new, two-tone 1957 Plymouth Belvedere Sport Coupe. The car would serve as a vessel, filled with everyday items that captured life in 1957, then buried for future generations to discover. But this wasn't just a time capsule, it was also a contest. Locals were invited to predict what Tulsa's population would be in 2007, and the person, or their closest surviving relative, with the most accurate guess would win Miss Belvedere and a $100 savings bond. Before she was sealed away, the car was stocked with period artifacts, including a 5-gallon can of gasoline, a case of motor oil, a stash of Schlitz beer, and even the contents of a typical woman's purse, bobby pins, cigarettes, a tube of lipstick, an unpaid parking ticket, and a bottle of tranquilizers, among other quirky relics. To protect the car, it was carefully placed on a steel skid, coated in wax, and entombed 4 meters underground in a concrete vault. The hope that in 50 years, Miss Belvedere would emerge as a pristine relic of the past. But when the vault was opened in 2007, the reality was far from what anyone expected. Instead of a gleaming time capsule, they found a rusted-out relic drowning in 1.5 meters of muddy water. No one knows exactly how the vault failed, perhaps a burst water main in the 1970s, or decades of road vibrations above. But the damage was devastating. The once beautiful Plymouth had been transformed into a corroded shell, and most of the items inside were destroyed. The only objects that survived in decent condition were the ones stored in a sealed container. The winner of the contest was Raymond Humbertson, whose prediction of 384,743 came closest to Tulsa's actual 2007 population of 382,457. However, Raymond had passed away in 1979, followed by his wife in 1988, leaving the prize to his surviving sisters and nephew. Determined to restore the car, the family sent Miss Belvedere to Ultra One, a restoration company in New Jersey that specialized in de-rusting solutions. They even purchased a 1957 Plymouth Savoy to replace some of the ruined parts, hoping to one day bring Miss Belvedere back to life. But after investing over $15,000, the effort came to a halt. The city of Tulsa declined to take the car, and even the Smithsonian Museum turned it down. And so, Miss Belvedere found a new home, not on the road, but on permanent display at the Historic Auto Attractions Museum in Roscoe, Illinois, a solemn reminder of what time and the elements can do, even to the best-laid plans. Even though World War II ended nearly 80 years ago, its remnants still surface in unexpected ways. In 2016, residents of Augsburg, Germany, were in for a shocking discovery: a massive, undetonated World War II-era bomb buried beneath a construction site. The find triggered a massive evacuation, forcing 54,000 people to leave their homes until bomb disposal experts could safely defuse the explosive. To make matters worse, this all happened on Christmas Day, abruptly cutting holiday celebrations short. Fortunately, by 7 p.m., the bomb was successfully disarmed, allowing relieved residents to return home, though with a Christmas story they'd never forget. In 1931, during a routine construction project near Rome's iconic Circus Maximus, workers stumbled upon a hidden underground temple, the Mithraeum. This ancient sanctuary was dedicated to the mysterious cult of Mithras, a religion that once rivaled early Christianity before fading into history. Unlike Rome's official pagan faith, Mithraism was a secretive and exclusive belief system, where small groups of 30 to 40 followers gathered for prayer, sacrifices, and sacred feasts of bread and wine. Today, this remarkable site is open to visitors, but only by appointment, offering a rare glimpse into one of history's most enigmatic religions. Caves are usually dark, damp places home to bats, spiders, and the occasional axolotl, but finding a thriving rainforest inside one? That's almost unheard of. Yet, deep in central Vietnam, Son Doong Cave defies expectations, standing as one of the most astonishing natural wonders on Earth. For millennia, this colossal cave remained a secret to the outside world. In 1991, a local man stumbled upon its entrance while searching for wood. However, the eerie sounds of rushing water and powerful winds kept him from venturing inside. It wasn't until 2008, when he shared his discovery with two members of the British Cave Research Association, that Son Doong was truly explored. A year later, an expedition revealed the jaw-dropping truth. This was the largest natural cave on the planet. Stretching 9 kilometers long, with a cavernous space reaching 200 meters high and 150 meters wide, it covers a staggering 1.6 million square meters. But size isn't what makes Son Doong truly extraordinary, it's what's inside. Around 500,000 years ago, parts of the cave's ceiling collapsed, allowing sunlight to filter in through massive skylights. Over time, an entire rainforest took root, creating a lost world untouched by human hands. In this secluded ecosystem, unique species have evolved, including endemic plants, monkeys, flying foxes, frogs, insects, and hares found nowhere else on Earth. It's a hidden paradise, one that proves nature is always full of surprises. Discovered in the 1970s in a mine near Klerksdorp, South Africa, the mysterious Klerksdorp spheres have puzzled researchers and fueled wild speculation ever since. Ranging from just half a centimeter to 10 centimeters in diameter, these strange objects come in various shapes, some eerily symmetrical. Most geologists agree that they naturally formed in volcanic sediments roughly 3 billion years ago, a perfectly logical explanation. But that hasn't stopped conspiracy theorists from spinning a far more sensational story. According to them, these spheres weren't created by nature at all but were placed in the rock by aliens. Despite overwhelming scientific evidence supporting their natural origins, the idea of an extraterrestrial connection continues to capture imaginations, keeping the mystery of the Klerksdorp spheres alive. In 2003, workers upgrading London's Street Pancras station stumbled upon a discovery no one expected: the massive bones of a 4-meter-long Pacific walrus buried beneath the city. How did a creature native to Arctic waters end up beneath one of London's busiest train stations? Determined to solve the mystery, archaeologists scoured historical records and landed on two possible culprits: walruses once housed at the London Zoological Gardens in the mid-19th century. The prime suspect is a walrus admitted in 1853, believed to have been dissected by anatomists, with Street Pancras Old Cemetery conveniently nearby. However, another possibility is a beloved walrus brought to the zoo in 1867 from the Labrador Sea, whose final resting place remains unknown. Whether a scientific specimen or a cherished zoo resident, this unusual find adds yet another layer to London's long and fascinating history. San Francisco is a city rich with history, from the Golden Gate Bridge to Alcatraz Island, but hidden beneath its streets lies a secret few would expect: a buried fleet of old ships. This surprising phenomenon dates back to the California Gold Rush of 1848. As word spread of untold riches, San Francisco's population exploded from just 200 people in 1846 to a staggering 36,000 by 1852. Thousands arrived by boat, turning the city's harbor into a chaotic maze of abandoned vessels from around the world. As the gold seekers moved inland, these ships were repurposed. Some became makeshift storage units, others were used as jails, and many were simply burned and buried over time. Today, an estimated 40 ships remain entombed beneath the city, and every so often, construction crews stumble upon yet another relic of San Francisco's gold-fueled past. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. And a huge thank you to our channel members for your support.